Imagine if next time I got special permission from Ken to get a good interior view of the 7632, like starting up the bus.
Well, there you go. That would be good.
And then I would have my GoPro in the back to get a second angle of the bus starting up in the back.
That would be good. You won't have it out now until the spring, eh?
Yeah, he's beginning the hibernation process, but for the winter, he's got to put diesel stabilizer in it, else when he comes to the yard and to start it once in a while, it won't start, so he puts stabilizer in it.
Okay.
To keep the oil nice, because
Yeah.
it's sitting, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I should get that engine in my wheelchair.
Then there'll be no stopping again.
And I would go to the biggest of hills so I could feel that pulling power.
You need a special little dome over the top so you don't get hit with hailstones.
And if I'm waiting for you at Barlow, you could hear my engine coming.
There you go. You know exactly where you are. This is just packed.
Pardon?
I said usually this is just packed with cars. There's hardly anybody here.
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas, isn't it?
Huh?
It's beginning to look a lot like Christmas. Time to put up your tree.
Yeah, I guess so.
That Toys R Us is so quiet nowadays. It's insane.
Yeah, it's all different too compared to when
Pardon?
it's all different now from when I had my kids were little. I used to go
There's hardly anyone in there anymore. Oh, I wanted to tell you 7604 has an interesting sounding axle. The engine sounds kind of weird, but the axle is really different, but it's a nice different sound. Yeah. And I got it at high speed on the 153.
Oh, right on.
And then, you know, when you go off of Stony Trail, the 153 goes up a little hill, and you can hear the bus go back a gear so it can pull.
Oh.
Man, just a sweet, sweet sound.
Oh, there you go.
Imagine if I got you out of AG driving a 2004. Wouldn't that be awesome? You would just give her a little extra stuff for me.
Yeah, for you for sure.
The speed limit 60, you're like, okay, I'm gonna go 70 so he can hear it. What's the top speed? 100 for these?
They covered at 100, yeah.
Sometimes they can go a little more than that though.
Yeah, most of them are government though, so you can't go over 100.
I remember when some of the Jimmies first came in,
Oh, yeah.
you can go 120 easily because they weren't
Yeah.
they didn't have the governor on them.
But all the buses have governors on them now, so.
Oh, come on. Imagine what the motor would sound like at 120. Really though, it would be
Well,
interesting.
yeah, I've been in the jimmies and you cruise along and you look down.
120 on Deerfoot. And when you eventually got them going up to 120, you can feel the speed.
Well, you didn't, they just went.
Oh, I'm so glad you're not turning this way to go into Whitehorn. You would never get through this light. You would be over 5 minutes late.
Oh, it's horrible. I see the, yeah.
And the C train would stop.
Yeah.
I haven't seen one oldie out here today.
No, I haven't either, actually.
Well, we're only at the station for...
Oh, not even, yeah. Because I'm going to leave. As soon as I get here, I'm going to leave again.
Oh, right, like a minute here if you're
Not
lucky.
even, yeah.
At least you keep on time on this route, which is pretty amazing for how little amount of time you have.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
You've done the 34 too.
Oh, yeah.
It's not the most desirable route.
I don't mind the 34. It's not too bad, actually.
Well, you're out of Springs, so you know the experience.
Yeah.
I like to keep my work down south, like if I'm doing busing, right? I like to be out of Anderson or Vic Park. I throw in a Stony day once in a while. Doesn't the 12 do that? The 12 is station to station. Yeah.
That's so far away from the drive.
You have to like go all the way to Somerset sometimes to relieve the 12, right?
Yeah. I haven't been down that part of the city on a bus forever. I don't even think I know.
There's actually Vic Park out of Franklin, or Vic Park work out of Franklin, the sign up.
Oh, the 155?
Yes. The 155, it's a Vic Park bus. I don't imagine a lot of drivers signed on that. It's like I'll pass on that because they like being south, right?
I see 155 in the morning when I'm doing my 87.
Is it Spring or Vic?
I don't know. It's just an old bus, so I have no idea where it's come from.
How busy is your 87 in the morning?
Not busy at all.
The guy in front of you must get all the kids, right?
I usually hear this seated boat, and they'll get off at, and this morning they had, what, 3 people, but the pepper, so
Oh, 3 people?
I brought, yeah. I brought 3 people on my bus today.
And you normally get a seated load, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Did not a lot of people want to go today?
No, the Catholic kids had no
Oh,
So that's why there was no kids on the bus today. I just picked up two people that wanted to go to Walmart.
their schedule is so different. The Catholics.
Yeah. No, they had no school today, so
How about yesterday?
I have no idea. I think they had school and today's Halloween, so I know a lot of kids had no school today.
Yeah.
I know my girls never had school today either.
I hated getting up in the minus 35 weather out of bed. I would not want to get my engine cranked for school.
I put new batteries in my car box this morning so I can start my car.
I would be like a cranky old diesel bus trying to start up on a cold Monday morning. You probably remember those days.
Yes.
You know what's worse when you went to work or school half sick? I've done that before and tried to do it. I just go home in the afternoon because I find you feel worse if you try to push yourself if you're not feeling good, right? And you do, your body's telling you to take it easy, right? Did you get some Ronnies lately?
I took Ronnie's home for breakfast the other day.
Yeah, so, yeah, we just passed it.
Yeah.
You get a breakfast sandwich?
Yeah, I just got sausage and muffins. I think it was on Friday.
Any hash browns?
Yeah. And orange juice.
We get to stop talking about food.
I know, I'm getting hungry. Come on. Let's get toasted.
And I get to go home after this trip.
I know. I still got to work for 1.5 more trips.
Oh, is it only 1.5?
Oh, I guess two. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't get too far ahead of yourself. You're just gonna miss half a trip,
I can't believe it's nearly 5 o'clock.
right?
Wow.
Yeah. You wouldn't be able to afford a broken wiper today.
No. Not today.
It gets even quieter now.
Yeah.
But the weather's not great, so
About 5 or 6 get on here this time, thanks.
isn't it crazy how fast the 3 hours went?
It is. Wow.
You're gonna be hungry when you get home.
Yeah.
A hangry Sherry, it's not gonna be pretty.
Oh, yeah, Jenny's coming in.
Is she off now?
She finishes at 5.
She doesn't get any more 12-hour shifts this
No,
time.
she's 8 till 5.
Yeah.
Or 8:30 till 5:30 or something.
Still a big shift though.
Yeah.
She must help with the upkeep of the park in the off season
She's
too.
in the office doing all the paperwork and PR.
They're getting ready for next season already, right?
Yeah.
They're at home. Maybe I picked the right day to come on.
I'd say so. Like, wow, this is really quiet.
And you got hardly any kids today. Only a small handful of kids.
20 or 30 of them there. So.
If it was 20 today, there would definitely be more.
Yeah. Oh. See, he's got nobody on his bus either. Wow.
Does he normally have some as
Yeah.
well?
Oh, maybe it's the weather.
Stay home and watch Netflix type of weather.
That's right.
Unfortunately, you can't do that. Yesterday you could.
That's it.
What did you get up to yesterday?
Yesterday, what did I do? Oh, I did my laundry.
Boring.
I did my laundry and I fixed up.
And you baked those damn
I did
cookies.
some beta meat.
Yeah.
And then Becky moved out of her basement suite, so half her stuff's in our house, so I had to.
Oh, she moved out. Why?
She's moving with her boyfriend.
Okay.
He bought a house and asked her to move in, so she moved in with him.
I would like to meet your family someday. That- A few of your daughters over, you know.
They were all on Saturday to carve pumpkins.
Yeah. That'd be nice to get to meet me. I can show them my old bus footage of why I like the old buses so much. I don't imagine the 7700s, especially them, will like this weather because they're the oldest bus.
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Well, those things leak like crazy.
Pardon?
They leak. There'll be water dripping around the vents and stuff on those old buses.
Drive and 19th Street North.
Oh, your salt bag definitely broke.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you ever got stuck, that's useful though.
Yeah, I usually just fill up the garbage can. They have a whole bunch of garbage cans.
Yeah.
Like the salt things, and I just usually fill up one of those for the winter salt.
If you get stuck, you go outside of your bus.
Yeah, and just.
But if you get stuck with an Arctic, there's no way
you're screwed.
getting out because the other half of the bus bends when you're trying to get
That's
out.
right. It goes the opposite direction you want to go. Yeah.
That's why they don't dispatch them if the weather's too bad. But then again, if you can't dispatch an Arctic, then they have to put extra buses on school runs.
Yeah. For sure.
Because with an Arctic, that's basically 2 buses right there,
Oh,
pretty
yeah.
much. Right?
And a lot of the schools need. Yeah.
You can't not put extra buses on a school run if the weather is too bad because there's gonna be no Arctics out.
No.
There's just no chance. So you need those
They
extra.
finally realized that because they're used to dispatch Arctics even in the snow. The last couple of years they haven't, so I think they're finally doing it.
Stony tried to do it once after, remember that really bad snowstorm in December 2020?
Yep. I remember.
Stony tried to take some out of the garage and dispatch them. They're like, no, come back, you're stuck. I'll give you a single.
Yep.
Oh, I wanted to tell you, you know, during Thanksgiving, Anderson was open for C-Train shuttle runs. I guess they're doing that now for Anderson.
Oh, okay.
They help out with the C-Train shuttle.
Yeah.
So it was Anderson and Spring for C-Train shuttle during the Thanksgiving closures.
Oh, because it was down on the red line, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they close the red line during weekdays just because they're doing that Victoria Park Stampede Station overhaul.
Yeah, they did it on a Friday night, Friday or something, yeah.
And a lot of the school kids were pissed off because the stations were closed during the weekdays
Oh, yeah.
from I think Chinook, as far as the train was, as far as the train went.
Oh, wow.
And on a weekend I understand, but on a weekday it makes it harder, right?
Right. Yeah, that just ended up being the long one.
So here is normally when you get 20 to 30 kids.
So that was the last trip.
No, but I mean at this spot at that time,
Yeah.
you normally get it,
And
right?
on Friday I don't get any because they get out early and I miss them.
When do they get out?
I think they just get out after 12 o'clock or after 12 or something.
Well,
I got started till 1:30, so I missed
or 1 o'clock, right?
I missed them all, so
On the 127, that wasn't the case.
no. Those guys didn't have early dismissal.
I like the early dismissals on a Friday a lot. Especially if it was cold and snowy. You know how your muscles ache from being out in it? You'll be happy to get home tonight.
Yeah.
What time do you go to bed at night?
About 10:30.
Because you gotta be up early.
I got to get up till 6:30.
Yeah. But before, except on Saturdays.
Well, Saturdays is a golf course.
Huh?
Yeah, Saturdays I'm up at 3:30.
It's not golden sherry in the morning. You must need 3 cups of coffee for that
Well,
morning.
that cup of coffee goes down really quick, yeah.
Then the second one. Then the third
I
one.
know it gets sick in the third. There's no way to stop and get coffee. But oh well. That's okay. I bring my chocolate in my bag and in my pocket, so
And have it at 5:30 in the morning?
not chocolate, no. Maybe 6 o'clock.
Well, I guess that's breakfast.
That is.
I would be influenced by you and of us eating chocolate at 6 in the morning. Anyway, good to see you and catch up.
It was really nice to see you.
I wanted to give you a surprise. I never seen you that shocked before because it's been so long.
I know.
It's like I see a wheelchair there.
I haven't seen a wheelchair there for a couple of months, so there, yeah.
The troublemaker wheelchair.
He's back.
Oh, I'm back, so that means I'm trouble?
Yep.
I was just waiting for you to say something.
It was so good to see you.
Yeah, you actually have a couple of a minute or
2 minutes, yeah. 3 minutes. Yeah.
I'm just gonna boot it to the car and not talk because it's quite chilly out there.
Yeah, I know. You go get
I get to go home and have a nice warm meal before you.
Oh, shut up.
Yeah. Did you said, oh, shut up for a reason?